So, I have glued all of the inserts in, and I finally cut the the rollover lane slots. I didn't find a 1/8 inch routing bit of the size that I needed locally, and I didn't really want to wait for something online to come, so I used a 1/4 inch, and it's fatter than it's supposed to be, but it's what I used last time, and it seems to work okay. There are a couple spots I screwed up on, such as like right there, but in general, they look pretty good, and I'm pretty happy with them. So what I'm going to do now, I need to sand everything down. These inserts all have letters on them. When you buy a brand new insert, I don't know if you can see it very well in this video. When you buy a brand new insert, they all have like M and G and all these other things on top. They kind of specify what the manufacturer was or something. And you're supposed to sand it down so those are gone. Which is fine because I need to sand this whole thing anyways. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to sand this entire table down, flush everything off, and get it all clean and prepared and ready for me to put those decals on, the insert decals. Okay, I finished sanding everything down. It took about an hour and a half to 2 hours. The table is very nice and perfectly smooth. I'm very pleased with how it came out. So now I need to add inserts, insert stickers on top of each one of these lamp inserts. And basically the process that I do, or that I use, for instance, I'll put the D on Dragon over here. So I have my insert sheet, which I need to print another one up. But I cut out a single insert roughly. So the D in Dragon. Then I use my shirt to hold on to the insert and cut out the rest nice and close to the circle. Now I'm using my shirt because the ink will come off from the oils in my hand, and I don't really want that to happen. Because it doesn't look very good. It's like little speckles of ink that's missing. So I'm cutting as close to the circle as I can without actually cutting onto the circle. Okay. Then standard, take the sticker off and stick it onto your surface. It's actually easier said than done. There we go. Try and line it up as best as possible. Alright, then take a sheet of paper, put it on top of the insert, and a piece of wood or a squeegee, which I believe I have a piece of wood over here. Where did it go? Oh, I had a piece of wood over there. Alright, I'll use some foam for now. I need to figure out where my piece of wood went. But take a piece of wood, a squeegee or foam or something, and then press down on the sheet of paper to make sure the insert is mushed and flat as possible. And again, you don't want to use your hands because if you use your hands, the ink will come off and smudge, which is not desirable. So now the D insert is on the table. You get the D. I got to do this with every insert. And then once I have all the inserts on, then I can clear coat everything. So it's going to take a little while. Probably another hour or so, I'm guessing. Okay, I just finished adding all the inserts and all the Playfield text onto this whitewood. And it's not perfect. Not all the numbers are straight, but that's okay. It certainly gets the point across, and it certainly looks a lot better than it used to. So the next step is clear coating this. Clear coating is going to take about a week. I'm going to do probably 3 or 4 coats. I'm going to try and sand in between, and hopefully not destroy these inserts that I put in. And I'll be back after that point. Okay, so I just finished clearing, buffing, and waxing this new whitewood, and it came out really well. This is the first time I've attempted to really put all of these inserts and all this extra text on a whitewood, and before clear coating. Usually I just write it on, or I just kind of stick it on. And I'm really happy how it came out. There are definitely a couple things that went wrong during the process, which I now know about and I can avoid next time. For starters, I didn't put enough clear coats on before I did my first 800 grit sand. And if you look closely at a couple of these, for instance, let's see if this can focus. Yeah, around the edge of that 80, it's kind of chewed up a little bit in the bottom of the and top of the 60 and the 40. That's because I put 2 layers of clear on, and it wasn't as thick as I'm used to. I'm used to using DuPont clear coat, the automotive stuff, which goes on a lot thicker than standard polyurethane. And for money reasons, I just decided to use polyurethane on this. So after 2 coats, I did my sand 800 grit wet sand, but it wasn't thick enough, so it went through. And there were a couple other spots where it went through. And as soon as I noticed that, I kind of stopped. I then put another thick coat on. I sanded with 2000 grit. Then I buffed, polished, and waxed this. And you can see the reflection of the light. It's nice and shiny. The inserts aren't as smooth as I wanted them to be, but that's only because I didn't put as many coats on as I needed. If I put another 3 coats on, then I would have been able to even all that off. But for the whitewood, it really wasn't worth doing. So this playfield is now ready for population. Over the course of the next couple days, tomorrow will be New Year's Day. I don't think I have a lot planned. I'm gonna playfield swap the old stuff onto this. Yeah. So there's the new playfield. That is how I make these things. That is how. That's the process, pretty much, for hand making playfields. Oh, the other issue, you can see it's light wood around the tail of the dragon texts and some of these other texts and whatnot. That's because I put that on before clear coating, and this clear coat, this polyurethane clear coat, changes the color of the wood slightly, which that didn't dawn on me. So what I should have done, I should have put a light coat on after putting the inserts on, then stuck these text overlays, then did the rest of the clear coat, so it would have blended in a lot better. But all lessons learned, and all things that will be fixed the next time I do one of these. So the last thing I need to do actually before I can populate is put those little stars in, and those are pretty simple. They just kind of snap in. You can see I have a whole bunch of them over here. in this bag. So these are the stars. Don't really want to lose any. So those are the star roll over insert things, and they kind of snap into place. There you go. There. Let's put that in all of them, and it'll be all set. Yeah, I've got 7 of these on this playfield now. Might as well do them since a piece of wood under there. Alright, they're all in. So all those star rollovers are ready to go. And that's that. I hope you enjoyed these sets of videos. I'll try and do more videos as time goes on in a similar manner for processes that I feel are kind of interesting or worth documenting. And have a great New Year's.